buckets hit the fan, we're overrun. Sending boys in the trucks with the 50 cals. Tell every swinging dick bringing extra rounds. Hang in now, boys, we're on our way. Don't send them all to heaven before we get a taste. Whoa, cry havoc, let's slit the doors away. What you gonna do?
And happy Sunday to you folks. Welcome back to the ODT Podcast. Sunday night, here we are. Sunday evening, sitting back down with you folks again. Hey, super cool deal. If you're watching from any of our platforms, Facebook has finally removed its head from the dark cavity that is on its backside and now allows us to go live on the ODT Podcast Facebook page. So we are there now, streaming across all, I think we're on now 7 different channels that we're firing across YouTube and LinkedIn, Facebook. We're all over the place. Heroes Media Group, we're firing across there. We got a great show tonight, folks. This one's going to be good. There is some cool stuff that I can't get into just yet, brewing in the future here. But in the process, as you guys know, man, when I'm out there running around and I'm talking to people and you find some special people out there that share your philosophy. And for us here at the TPO, it's that one mission. When we find good other nonprofits out there doing amazing work, there is no competition piece, right? We're here to serve those that serve or have served. And that's the end all beat all right there. Well, you guys have been seeing in the past, I've been doing quite a bit of posting about the Combat Recovery Foundation. And this gentleman here is associated with he's a part of the Combat Recovery Foundation team. He also is a host of an amazing podcast, and just so happens to be one of the type of people out there that we started the TPO to get out there and take fishing. So I'm looking forward to a chance to get his butt in a kayak and go fishing with him eventually here. But Joe is with us tonight. It's going to be a great show, man. We're going to talk about his podcast, talk about his work, anything he wants to talk about. We're going to get into it, man. We're going to chop it up. So join in. If you got comments for Joe, throw them out there, man. I'll be posting them throughout the night here. If you got comments for us here, we're gonna be posting it and getting through the whole maneuver here. Dude, let's start off with this. A lot of stuff still going on. Social media is a cesspool as usual with opinions and this and this and this and this. You know what I'm going to tell you? Put it down. Get outside. I spent the majority of today out in my driveway in the sun working on our trailer. Had to get the bunks finished up, had to get the wiring done on the trailer so that we can get our kayaks down to New Mexico next week. And I'm telling you right now, man, just letting that sun beat on you a little bit, it will absolutely square things away for you, give you some focus, it quiets some crap down. Let Mother Nature do her job, man. Let the big man above step in a little bit with some of that creation there and give you a little bit of clarity and peace. Go find that out there. It's well worth it. Obviously, it's about time to get going fishing. So if you can get fishing, hiking, taking a bike ride, walk the dog, I don't care. Just get outside, put that stupid phone away for a little bit. Don't get so caught up in that. That stuff doesn't really matter at the end of the day, I guess, is the big thing I'm trying to tell you. What does matter is you, your family, your close friends around you, your health, and your future, man. So that's the medicine right there. All right, let's pay the bills real fast, and we're going to get Joe in here. All right, every episode of the ODT, you know the routine. I'm going to say it. I say it all the time. It's the Romans Warrior Foundation. Without Brian Romans, that entire team over there at the Romans Warrior Foundation, we wouldn't be where we're at. We would not even be in existence today, and the ODT would not be on the air without these guys. Have made so many things possible, from the Field Ops division, the Stop 22 tour, with the veteran artists out there providing healing through music, along with probably the biggest division we have at the RWF is the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance at GWAT Wall. Go give it a follow there. The only mobile monument in the country right now that covers the entire GWAT era. That's 83 all the way through the withdrawal, man. So go check it out. It's a cool thing to add to your 4th of July celebration, add to your Veterans Day or your Memorial Day celebration in your local community, or any celebration. If you just want to get together, get with the Romans Warrior Foundation. They'll get the wall in there to your community. Of course, our little outfit here, the True Patriot Outfitters, getting people out on the water, getting outdoors, removing isolation, building those bonds, man, and restoring mission and purpose. That's what we're here to do. Adam Bird, without that guy, we wouldn't be on this network that we're at. We wouldn't have all the cool new friends we have. We wouldn't be hanging out with the cool kids. That's the Heroes Media Group. Amazing podcast network. Go check out their website. A show every night. Something for everybody out there. Resources from cybersecurity to mental health to just great stories. And then us, the goofballs over here on the side that are doing the entertainment side a lot of the time and bringing some resources along the way as well. I'm trying to give you a laugh in the process. And the sister company, HMG Beverage, go get you some coffee. It's good stuff. We got some Kickstart on the way that we're taking down to our first event next week, Conscious Lake, PBKS, Patriot Borderland Kayak Series. We're going to have some of that Kickstart down there. I made sure Adam got me some stuff in the mail, so it's coming. We'll have some of that for you down there. Can't wait to go down and see. Last week we had the kayak team from New Mexico Kayak Bassmasters on here, and we were talking all about it. So it's coming this next weekend. By the time I come back, I don't know what next week's show is going to be honest with you. We're just not sure yet. It'll probably be a recap of what the heck we just did, and I'm going to be sitting here pretty whooped from driving all day when we get on here. But we'll have something. We'll probably maybe we'll be holding up some cool fish pictures in the process. All right, that's it, man. We got everything. Yeah, we got everything paid here. I think. We were gonna. No, we're not gonna make an announcement. These live shows, aren't these fun? I had an announcement we were gonna make. We're not gonna do it yet. We're gonna wait. We're gonna save that. Let's go ahead and bring in the man himself. He's patiently waiting in the green room. Let's go ahead and get him in here. Mr. Joe, let me see. Kanson. I can't murder that name. That's an easy last name. That's a good one. Let's bring him in. What's up, brother Joe? How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for having me on the podcast.
You bet, dude. You bet. Yeah, this is that's an easy name. I've had some names in there that I'm just like Mr. Joe, because I know I'm gonna murder the name.
Yeah, just pretend that you act like, yeah, no, I can say it perfectly. I'm giving you a nickname. It's perfect. I love it. No?
Exactly. Hey,
Well,
we got brother
no,
Jay
no,
on
go.
here. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say we got brother Jay joining us in here. What's up, Jay? Yes, the GWAT Wall of Remembrance. That's us, man. That is the
That's the listeners. Oh, hell yeah! This is the
yeah,
first. I told you before, just
yeah.
for people listening, this is the first time I've done one of the live ones. Most of the episodes I do, I have a chance to make myself look and sound as smart as possible.
Dude, your
So
videos
this
are
is the
great.
first.
Your studio's great. Your video's great. Your podcast, they're phenomenal. Yeah, I love them. Folks, get over and check out. You will like it the same as me. Let me see. Did I turn that on? Yeah, there we go. Bada bing. Over at YouTube, ODT Veteran Podcast. We've shared you out a couple times on our page there. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's a fantastic setup. We do the live stuff because I suck at video editing, Joe.
No, I don't blame you. I learned everything that as far as like editing and stuff like that goes. I learned all of it off of YouTube. So
Nice.
I hadn't even thought about doing it live just because, I know I'm going to say something stupid or, something along those lines. So it's always, I took the safe route. So
See, your problem is you made a smart podcast. See, I started my podcast with, hey, I'm going to say dumb shit every now and again.
yeah, yeah, right.
So people like expect me to do it, right? They think, oh, yeah, good job.
No,
I,
this is with the brand.
yeah, I keep the bar low, see?
I've gotten to honestly, I think everything I've gotten to do or be in has been edited. So
Nice.
I got to go on Jubilee once for I don't know if you've heard of that. It's on YouTube,
Yeah.
and it's called The Middle Ground, and it's like a debate show
Oh,
on
wow.
YouTube. Yeah, and the editor, I guess, liked me or something because they helped make me sound a lot smarter than I was. So the editing was perfect because I was making some point to one of the guys, and I look at the camera and I go, and you know what? Hopefully, a little truth bubble pops up on the bottom. And right when I said that, it goes, and like, so it was just perfect timing. So like, yeah, this is a first, and I love it. I'm excited to do this, man. Thank you.
You bet, dude. No, we appreciate you taking the time out of your Sunday evening. Your family, man, you got kids at home, staying super busy. Talk to me, if you don't mind. You are a U.S. Army vet, is that correct?
Yes, I'm a
Yeah.
U.S. Army vet. I was in from right around '08, beginning of '08 to the end of 2014, and deployed to Afghanistan. Um, Kind of bounced around to and from posts, Fort Sill, uh, Fort Benning, El Paso, Fort Bliss, then back to Benning and like a bunch of schools in between all that. I got to go to dog handling school.
Oh,
That was
nice.
fun. Yeah. Well, my my dog ended up failing its last test. So like you take tests
Oh, no.
periodically, and then like right at the end you get like evaluated by the Army dog evaluator, and it's the last week of this like 2 3 month long school, which was awesome because you're traveling all around, and
Yeah.
you get to play with a dog all day. But like last 4 days they're like, yeah, so your dog failed, so.
So you screwed
And I'm
around
like,
and got the gene of a dog, is what you got.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. It was a golden retriever. Everybody else got like these Belgian Malinois, and this golden retriever is like, oh, I think I found the bomb. So like it was, yeah. But I got to spend the whole time playing with dogs for like 2 3 months, so that
Hell
was
yeah.
fun. Oh yeah, but
Yeah, dude.
just bounced in between different schools, stuff like that.
That's awesome, dude. I know you hear it a lot, but truly, from the bottom of my heart and my entire family, thank you, brother. Thank you for doing what you did and taking that oath and in your service out there. There's a lot of us civvies out here, man, that are damn grateful for you guys, man. We appreciate you, and from a father, I appreciate you helping secure peace and some security out there for my kids, so they had a future, brother. That's awesome stuff.
Thanks for your support, man. It takes got people like you that are willing to, let veterans know that it's okay to, be a veteran, because a lot of vets don't even consider themselves veterans.
Right?
So it's a the main thing I do now is I'm a veteran benefits advocate, and I help veterans find out what benefits are out there for them, what schools, whether it's you're wanting to be an electrician, an astronaut, a cop, whatever it may be. There's programs out there. You got your GI Bill, and if you're out of your GI Bill, you got vocational rehab. You have so many options, but a lot of veterans don't know those options. And there's shisty companies out there that are like, we'll help you get your disability rating for money. It's like
Right.
it's all information we should already have. So that's my goal, is working with
Now,
all these different foundations.
now this is the Northern Colorado Veterans Network you were telling me about. Is that correct?
Yes. So I work with a couple different places. I
Okay.
Because it's so hard to get a hold of veterans. Me and my buddy Rick started Northern Colorado Veterans Network, and the main goal of that is to get a hold of businesses, foundations, veterans. That's the main focus, is finding as many veterans as we can to get them in touch with these people, and basically have each foundation, business, whatever it may be, show up, and you get 5 minutes, come up here, tell everybody what you do, how you help veterans, or how you can help veterans, whether that's like coupons with Pride Roofing. They're amazing. They do a lot of stuff for vets. They hire vets. They have some setups where they help one veteran with roof issues or whatever every now and then for free. But they come up, they talk about what they do, and yeah, that's as far as Northern Colorado Veterans Network goes. I'm on the board of a nonprofit veteran buddy system. they're great. It kind of the same process, helping veterans set up their resumes, helping them find out benefits, ratings, things like that,
Good shit.
and then
Yeah.
yeah, and we met through Combat Recovery Foundation, which is a really big one that I love working with. And I've known Marshall, the head guy with Combat Recovery Foundation, and he's an amazing guy. Super, like, he is all about this, which is hard to find. So that, when I find people that genuinely care about veterans, like, I'm gonna magnetize to that and basically be like, dude, send me anybody that needs help. Like, I'm here to help. Use me.
Do you
So.
do like connections, bringing veterans to like employment opportunities and things of that nature?
Yeah, yeah, and that's more through Veteran Buddy System in Northern Colorado Veteran Network. We bring these businesses in and get them to basically be like, hey, you're looking for a job, you don't know what you want to do. Well, this HVAC place is looking to hire somebody. They'll pay for your school. They can also use your GI Bill, and they'll pay you while you're doing it. So it kind
So
of corners veterans story. It's like, dude, you said you want help, like, it's right here.
So
So
yesterday, first off, I just want to give David Gordon, what's up, brother? Thank you so much. This David's a connection through the Heroes Media Group. He's tuning in through YouTube there. Appreciate you tuning
nice.
in, man. And then my mentor, my brother from another mother, United States Marine Corps vet, Mr. Brian Romans, is tuning in. What's the good word? The good word is, man, we got the cool kids in here, and you're not, Romans. What are you doing? You're probably at the firehouse or going on another call or something along those lines. He refuses to not serve. He just seems like he wants to keep doing it over and over again. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. So I was yesterday. Oh my goodness, there's the man himself. The big toe, the big fish, Mr. Adam Bird himself. What's up, dude? Thank you for tuning in, Adam. We appreciate you, man. So yeah, man. I was just at a newly formed committee, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Their Colorado locals have now all been chartered to create veteran support committees within each one of them. And yesterday, down deep into Denver, I met there and talked about the True Patriot Outfitters, our work. We took them out last year. We took a few of their guys out. Matter of fact, from that trip, one of their guys is the very front page of my new 2026 flyer. He's right on there. When you get that big of a smile with a fish next to it, you put that front and center to people. But dude, they are always looking to reach out. They go to like Fort Carson at the job fairs and things like this. I'm going to try to connect you with them. They have locals up north, down south, in Denver, of course. You want to talk about a trade with the apprenticeship program. And with the very fact that they're putting together a veterans support committee means they're going to put even more resources together where they can get the veterans from within. I mean, they're already first responders, right? Linemen.
Right.
I mean, they're the first people half the time on the scene when all hell breaks loose, right? They're the guys coming
Oh
out in the
yeah.
middle of the night to
We
reconnect.
yeah, we did disaster relief. I do private security contracting as well, and we went down to Florida for disaster relief. I want to say 2018 or something, when they got hit really bad, and that's all they were sending from different states was linemen and HVAC
Yeah.
guys, and like, it was
Yeah,
it
dude.
was nuts. So they're definitely the first to call.
When I was with the dive rescue team with Larimer County up there for several years, we go out, and by the time we're getting called out, there's something in a lake somewhere, right, or a pond, and we're pulling it out. Well, a lot of times that involved, power lines getting hit, getting taken down, telephone poles or this, whatever. And I remember two separate different calls there where sheriff dispatches us out. We get out there on scene. So now we got sheriff there, and there's the linemen. They're, trying to secure the scene so we can actually get in there. They're getting the power line squared away for us so we can actually go to work. So yeah,
Oh
they're
man.
half the time they're the first responder that allows first responders to do their work, right? But no, it's a fantastic relationship we got. I'm looking to introduce them to the Combat Recovery Foundation as well. But I would, if you think that could be, a great, just a
Oh,
resource
dude,
connection. Yeah, we'll connect
I
you up
would
with Zach there, and you guys that would be a cool deal.
I would love that. I mean, and that's my main thing is like I hate people putting up guardrails and kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Gatekeeping. Like
Yep.
I cannot stand gatekeeping. If I have an answer for you, I'm going to give it to you, especially, you're if you're somebody that's wanting to help veterans, or if you are a vet, or whatever it may be. If I have the answer, I'm going to give it to you, and if I don't, I'm going to find it for you,
Hell yeah.
because it's such a small world. I want to say it's less than 7% of Americans are US military vets, and
Yep.
less than 1% of Americans sign their name on the dotted line to become soldiers.
Yes, sir.
I mean, cannon fodder if the military, so, if that's what they want. So like you're literally putting your life on the line, even if you didn't deploy or whatever it may be, like you signed your name on the dotted line, and over 99% of the people in America haven't done that. So like it really means something to be a veteran, and these programs and these, organizations like you're talking about are here to help. So
Yeah.
take advantage of it.
So when I first had this idea that this is what I wanted to do, I didn't know how to do it. Um, Two major players involved in that. First was Staff Sergeant Justin Patterson, who's now involved in 10KO. And he was actually the face. I had a chance to. He's a Purple Heart recipient, combat vet, and he told me, kids, put earmuffs on, parents, because I'm not toning back at what he told me when I was very first considering this. He says, "Don't you be one of those bucket motherfuckers. You be a conduit." And I'm like, "Okay, talk to me. What do you mean?" He goes, "When you get that information, don't be a bucket and hold it. You be conduit. Pass that information down the line, man." He goes, "That's the mission, right?" And that stuck in my head, dude. That locked in my head. Now, the other guy that put all of my desires and hopes into actually brought them to life just so happens to be sitting in the green room right now, and he's trying to get better lighting on himself, it looks like, but I don't think it's going to help. He has co-hosted this show with me several times, so I'm going to bring him in here because this will be a great conversation, all three of us here. Mr. Brian Romans himself, just some guy. What are you doing with the light, Marine?
I don't have a fancy mic like you guys.
I got an idea of something else you could use. Your booming voice needs no amplification, bro.
I've been told that several times. Take the microphone away. He doesn't need one. I guess.
Brian, this is Joe. Joe, this is Brian.
What's up, Joe?
Hey, how's it going,
This
man?
is not vodka. It's water.
He says.
Yeah.
No, it'd be Heroes vodka if it was vodka. There's no doubt about it.
I'd have a problem if that was vodka.
That's right. That's right. No, man, that's a great point you make, Joe, because that is the key, right? When we have that one mission mentality, Brian has from day one, he's shown and demonstrated when we find solid, phenomenal organizations that are doing this, in it for the right reasons, locking shields with them, right? Is because together we get even stronger, dude. And that's the whole mentality. We can hit more people, bring more resources to bear. And so, yeah, if through my meeting of different things, yeah, we'll get you in touch, Joe, with the IBEW. I really almost wish my kid would look at it. I know he would not dig being on the road for the first year. That probably would be a little rough for him. But, dude, there's some of those guys in the lineman game, they go off on a storm recovery or whatever. In 25 days, they blow out of the water what most people make in a year. And they pull it down in 25 days. Linemen in Cali, to do that work out there, they're pulling 300 and 400 down a year. Yeah, you live in an RV, you live in the hotel, because you're constantly on the road. But if you're a young single dude that can get away from the house for a while, bro, bank it up.
Yeah.
My goodness.
And you're surrounded by other rugged men that are like
And
used to
women.
working hard labor. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, so it's
some rugged women in there.
you're gonna definitely, strengthen your mind as well.
Yeah.
Learn as much as you can. But I mean, with what you're saying with these I would love to get these guys in touch with we have a resource fair as well over at Weld County, for over where the VSOs are in Weld County. They do a
Sweet.
resource fair the first Wednesday of every month, and it's amazing. They bring in companies and foundations and stuff to tell veterans about this.
Good
So
stuff, dude. And I'll find out what local it is that's close up there. Yeah, we'll connect this up here. Brian,
What's up?
what have you been up to, brother? What's going on down there in Bama?
I can't say that out loud.
No.
But, no, man. We just got my tractor back from the shop, so we've been, for the half a day that we didn't have rain, we were able to get some stuff done on that property that we're over there working on, and dug some ditches that we needed because Mother Nature decided to dump another, 3,000 gallons of water on us from the sky.
We could use a little bit of that out here. Joe and I are kind of in the desert out here right now, dog.
I would love to send it to you, but unfortunately, we're getting it from Oklahoma and all of Texas and shit.
That's right.
But no, man, just you know me, doing what I can.
what part of Alabama
I'm
y'all
gonna
in?
vent for a minute. Can I vent openly?
You absolutely can. You know it's the double S, man. Go for it.
All right, so Joe, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna. All right.
No, dude, thanks.
So, like, the two things that I will always speak up for is women and children, and so recently, we've had a repetition of 4 to 6 girls at our local school that have been having some medical issues, and we respond to the school. We end up getting the girls. They go to the hospital. They get back, and nothing happens. The school's not doing anything about it. So me and another one of my buddies, we decided to shake the tree. As Jean and my wife always says, I make friends everywhere I go. And it took 2 fire chiefs to get involved to be able to get a reaction out of the state to get their attention to the school to try to find some closure for these girls and their families to figure out what the hell's been going on at the school.
Wow.
Yeah, so I love having a target on my back, and we got a pretty damn big one now because we pissed a lot of people off in the county. But it's for the right reasons, right? Well, look like
I think he's trying to say the Timu Yosemite Sam. That's Jay.
Fuck you, son.
That's Jay, bro.
I know it. But just shaking the trees, man, seeing what falls out, trying to get some things prepared as we move forward with the fire department stuff and getting these girls squared away. And then
I was going to say that's getting resolved, though, right? You guys think you got some ground on that?
Oh, 110%, 110%. People are probably going to get fired, but when it comes to kids, pull your head out of your ass and do the right thing. I'm not worried about your political career. Do the right thing.
Yep.
And then wall season's coming up.
It is. The Global War on Terror Wall of Remembrance, dude. We're going to get this moving. Joe, I got to get you around that, brother.
Wall's coming up.
I'm gonna see if we can find something. Colorado doesn't have a great history for the wall. Every time Brian comes out here, he ends up in the hospital.
Really?
Yeah. Every time he comes out
wild.
here, it got some bad juju around it. We've had some great events here. Been up at the Veterans Park up north. We've been on display up there. We've been at the Harley Davidson shop. We've had some great events.
Thunder Mountain.
Yeah.
Thunder Mountain and I,
Harley.
we got a bad rap together. That relationship is rocky, man. I don't know. It was crushing. I can tell you.
It was a crushing. Yeah, Brian.
crushed it.
So these panels, Joe, are that the wall is built. It's 120 foot long, right? And each one of these panels weighs, I don't know, about 9,000 pounds is what it feels like. When you're lifting, they're very heavy. 4 of them collapsed in the trailer and squished our Marine in between and tried to rip his shoulder off in the process. So yeah, that was a fun maneuver there. That was a quick ride to go make sure nothing was crushed or broke or punctured.
Oh God.
Couple years prior to that, he got freaking COVID when he came out here. A couple years prior to that, literally while he was here, ended up, couldn't breathe.
Jesus.
It's a wild
what is
history.
What's the wall? Is it just names from Vietnam, or is it just soldiers all over?
I am glad you asked. So here we go. Here's my 30-second elevator pitch to you, Joe. So the Global War on Terror Wall of Remembrance is our generation's version of the Vietnam Wall. So it covers all the lives lost from the 1982 bombing of the Marine Barracks and Embassy in Beirut, Lebanon, all the way through current day, to include the soldiers and service members we just lost. in Iran. So
Oh man.
the honor side is just it's covered up. So it's got Beirut, Desert Storm, Desert Shield. It's got the daggone the
Enduring
9/11.
freedom.
Oh yeah, you got 9/11. You got Iraqi freedom, enduring freedom on there. You got a couple skirmishes in between, a couple little battles, and then it's got a panel dedicated for the 343 first responders that perished in 9/11, and then it's got some unique panels that every year we seem to fill them up, and I hate saying that.
Yeah.
But they're handwritten by either fellow service members or loved ones. Our staff will not write a name up on the wall unless we have a personal tie to it. But those panels are dedicated and committed to those that brought the war here to home, and could not let it go. You know what I'm saying? So that's our Honor 22 panels. And then it's got replicas of the Twin Towers on either end flanking it. And on the opposite side of the memorial, which is the names, on the opposite side of that is an educational timeline. We tell the raw and real story of what happened in American history to cause our brothers and sisters' names to be emblazed on the honor side of the wall.
No politics, just pure, flat, raw data. All the sitting administrations through there. It's to be honest with you, how many times every time we go to a place, Brian, one of the things that I love is when you see a parent with their kids at the wall. Mm-hmm. And they're going down that education side, and when we come by and say hello or whatever, they throw a statement that I totally forgot about this, or they never taught us this. They didn't say this. And it's like, well, look it up. This is the real story here, not candy coated. This is why our brothers and sisters are on that other side of that wall, man. So you absolutely should know. Holy crap.
Why did we go into Iraq? Is that that kind of information?
Well, yeah, 100%. And it amazes. In the first couple times that I would get asked, well, why were we over there? I would actually get offended at first, and then I'm like, well, how old are you? And then that now I understand. Let me educate you a little bit, because they're not getting taught this in school. When we were actually up there at the plaza, the Veterans Plaza, we actually had a nonprofit who paired teenage boys with their mothers for community service work. And I think we ran through, Gene, like 30 of them, 30 of the pairs. Yeah. And I had a group of about 8 of them at one time, and the mothers were just bawling, and the teenage boys were looking at them like, I don't get it. And then I'm like, after I got done with my little curation, walking around it, I'm like, what do you mean you don't get it? He goes, we weren't taught this in school. We were taught that the towers got hit and that was it.
Yep.
Oh.
Or the glass survey. It's an oil thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys, just so I can get you guys' side of that? With what you guys have on the wall, as far as information goes, what do you guys say on there is the reason we got into that?
Well, you've got the picture of Bush standing on top of the rubble downtown. The American flag waving in the background. I think the fire chief, or may have been the preacher, was standing next to him. He's got an arm around him with the bullhorn. And it pretty much says exactly what we were told at the time. We were hit by radical Islam terrorists, and we were going to go and take the fight to them. And it doesn't say those exact words, but through political words that were there, in the news, headline. Because everything on the education side is either ripped from headlines when we actually had real news, or it was from true events from people that were overseas that brought it back to us.
Yeah. And from a civilian standpoint, one of the things in today's world that we see far too many times is people don't have an attention span anymore. They're literally like a moth, dude. I mean, there's a light, and they're gone. You got them for 3 to 8 seconds or whatever, right? Marketing. That my MBA is I've got a master's in business administration with an emphasis on marketing, and they tell you, like, on rolling adverts and such on vehicles, you got 10 seconds. So make sure whatever you do brings in, the attention span. So it's impossible when you're talking geopolitical situations to crunch it into this short narrative. So the thing I appreciated about the education side of the wall is it starts with Beirut, Lebanon. And then it starts going down through, and it reminds people about all the crap that took place. And somehow we forgot about that, right? Well, that's not important anymore. It's not. There were 108 of our brothers and sisters that we lost. How the hell is that not important? I don't care if it was one.
You're
That's
talking
one
about
too many.
the Marine barracks.
From the Marine
got
barracks to
Yeah.
the Twin Towers to the World Trade Center, Libya, for the love of God, it's like all this stuff that was going on there. When you start tracking the money around, you start seeing exactly who's funding this crap and where it's coming from. And so it's one of the things I try to tell people. For 47 years, we've had sitting presidents telling us that the people that we're blowing the hell out of right now are at the root of our problems. And if they get massive stuff in their hands, they're going to do really bad shit with it. So whatever our opinion is of how we're doing whatever, you can't sit there and say again that it's
Right.
this is just out of nowhere. No, I don't think so. I'm 53, and for 47 of those years, I remember hearing it going, wait a minute. Why do those guys always show up in the bad list of things
Yeah.
that don't like us, And that's so for me as a civilian looking at the GWAT wall, man, and seeing the whole thing around there, it brings it all together, right? And it just starts to show a bigger picture there to say there's a lot more to this story that people have either forgotten or didn't tell you. And this happened to be the
Right.
triggering event that caused us to do, and go.
Right. Gene, I sent you two pictures. If you
Yep.
wanted to pull them up there,
I will.
when you see these two pictures, the one gives you just a little bit of idea of the size of the memorial wall, and then the other that Gene's going to put up there is when we were in Marion, Illinois. Another guy that goes around with us, he was actually my boss in the Marine Corps, my maintenance officer, Mike. We were in Marion, Illinois, and he was helping a young woman and her daughter find some names on the wall, looking for her son's name, actually. And there was another young man with his daughter that was all disheveled, and he was kind of walking away from the wall, emotional, and walked up to him, asked him, if we could help him, and get away from me. I don't want to see this, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, all right, well, here, take a flyer. Here's my card. Call me if you can come back this evening when there's no one here. It's more intimate. You can have all the time in the world you want with the wall. And he's like, I live 45 minutes away. F this, F that, and they leave. Well, as soon as I get back to our little fruit stand set up, I turn around and there he is. He's like, hey, can you help me find some names, sir? Absolutely. So the picture that you see there, so I've got this young man and he's on his hands and knees and he's putting his hands on the wall, identifying, Lord, it's the most anyone's ever done at that wall. I think it was like 30, 20, 25, 30 names, something like that. And then this woman puts her hand on her son's name. And he looks up, and for the sake of privacy and argument's sake, he looks up and he goes, how the hell do you know Kevin? And she goes, excuse me? And he stands up and squares off to this lady. He goes, ma'am, I asked you a question. How the hell do you know Kevin? And she goes, well, how in the fuck do you know Kevin? That's my son. And he's like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. And he starts bawling. And he comes to attention, gives her a salute, and he says, ma'am, I'd be honored if you let me tell your son's story of the last week of his life and how heroic he was. He was her son's platoon sergeant.
Wow.
Oh man.
And he was able to provide closure that no Army letter, no Army officer ever could. The two lived 45 minutes apart from each other. And in that instant, they became family. Everyone that was around them, when they heard him say that to her, we were all bawling. Thank God for sunglasses. We were onion cutting ninjas.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, the hair on my
That's
arm stood up
heavy.
when you say that, but it was just emotional.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, this is the thing, Joe. Everywhere that the wall goes, and every time I get an opportunity to be there, which I try to get to, anything that's within a 12-hour striking distance of us here, I try to get to them. This going forward, we'll definitely be able to, but there's always something like this. At least one, sometimes a handful of these moments, and I'll tell you what it does, Joe. You know this, Brian. You know this. The business of serving takes its toll on you, right? And as time goes on, it starts to wear a guy down a little bit. Every time there's one of those events, dude, you want to talk about energy. I'm getting goosebumps just now talking about it, because you get that energy back. You see it firsthand. This is why we're here. This is why we're doing this. And as Brian taught me, brother, you told me this, and I live by this daily. If we got to do it one at a time, then by God, that's exactly what we'll do. Test our resolve. We'll do this. If we got to travel this wall around to touch one family in each community, all right, it's going to be a lot of miles. Just get ready. We're going to burn some gas, but we're going to get it done. And that to me, it's she can be a little long in the tooth. The wall has been beat up. She's been thrown around by the wind. She's got miles on it, but you can't take away this thing as it glows, man. When it sets up, the amount of power and I had the opportunity. One last story that I want to share here real quick. I had the opportunity to serve security detail for this at one of our stops we did. So I watched this wall overnight, and Brian told me these stories. And obviously, as a civilian who has never served in the military, I look at these names here and I do my best to accept the magnitude of what's there. And I understand the Warriors ethos that we won't stop saying their name. They won't suffer that second death. We're going to keep telling their stories. We're going to keep saying their names everywhere we go. And as I'm walking that wall, and there were a couple homeless folks, milling around it. I remember this feeling almost as if it was one of my children there that I was paying attention to. Like, be careful. You can look, but be careful what you do to this wall. This is not meant for something, other. It was just, I was getting territorial about this thing. And I'm telling you, it spoke to me in the weirdest ways that night, walking up and down the side of that wall. And I remember saying to myself, you took care of us. Now it's our turn. We're going to take care of you. And it just energy. That's all. It's so weird to put it into words, bro, but it's just energy is what I felt by being next to this wall. And it is now. Stephen Cochran said that a long time ago about it. He slept next to this thing overnight, the memorial. And I'm telling you, it becomes a part of you. And that's, I drew that evening. I was so thankful to stay up that night and run that, because it got me that connection, I think, that I was lacking from that piece there. So yeah, it's something cool. We'll get it out here to Colorado again. We'll figure it out. We'll wrap Brian in bubble wrap, and we'll bring it out here. And we'll get the wall back out here. We'll get CRF together. We'll get the whole band. We'll shoot both the podcasts from there. Yeah, man, we'll have a blast.
Seriously. Yeah, let me know when that happens, and I will try and get as many people as I can out there.
So Jay put up, when we were talking about our time over there, for the 20 years we were there, the Minnesota Leering Center did not exist. Crude thought, but provoking. He ain't wrong,
There goes the filter. Welcome to the shit show.
Brother Jason, this is a team member of ours down in Missouri. First time he was at the wall, he got a chance to see it there. He couldn't get too close. It was powerful. Yeah. And for some folks, at your pace, brother, at your pace. That's the thing, and sooner or later you'll find your speed to it, right?
That's right. Joe, where are you located at in Colorado? Are you south?
Nope. No, I'm up in northern Colorado over here in Loveland.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least it's not Greeley.
Well.
No.
I'll let Gene fill you in on a private, non-scripted thing.
Trust me, I don't rub elbows in those circles. Joe is a man. He's in the good batch. I found a diamond in the rough there at the CRF, man. All the team that's over there, they're awesome. Joe, talk to me about the ODT Veteran Podcast, brother. You started this podcast. Why? Because it's a mountain to take on to do a podcast. So what made you want to go after it?
So the main goal of starting the podcast was kind of to just, one, vent, and two, try and get as many people foundation wise, veteran wise, business wise, to come on, talk about what they do, how they help veterans, what they can do to help veterans, and things like that, and just kind of give those businesses or foundations a basically a whole video that they can take snippets from and kind of throw out on TikTok or YouTube or whatever it may be. Just give them the ability to, you know, I don't even know what the word would be, but like
Create content. Yeah.
create content. Thank you. Have
Yeah.
content that they could, you know, get out there to the people, and really explain in, you know, I imagine they could get out what their foundation or whatever does within 2 hours, because most of the podcasts go about 2 hours. So it's, you know, it gives them a chance to really talk about any and every question they can think of along the way. You know, we shoot the shit, talk about our lives, you know, what's gotten us to where we are today. I mean, I've gone through a lot in my life, and being able to give anybody advice that I wish I had had when I was going through it, um, is helpful. So that's kind of the main goal, is to just give people the tools that I wish I had had when I was going through it. So
That's all. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, that's what we've been talking about, right? The one mission piece, folks. Make
Yep.
sure you get over to YouTube. Check out doing at ODT. That's Oscar Delta Tango Veteran Podcast. ODT Veteran Podcast. What does ODT stand for?
one day at a time.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it. Good stuff. Brian
And
is
I got a
type.
coin. I got a coin as well. And I'll have this for you when you come on the podcast. But anybody that comes on gets this. It's a challenge coin, and it's, you know, it's got
Yeah,
the
baby.
logo and a little piece on the back. It's got one day at a time. Proverbs 24:11. Rescue those who are being taken away to death, hold back those who are stumbling to the slaughter. Sorry, it's super
Wow.
tiny, and I
Right.
can't see it.
And you're a young guy too, so imagine if one of us old guys is trying to read that.
Yeah, right. Thankfully, I already got LASIK, so
Nice.
so the vision was not the best.
So Romans on his YouTube channel decides to chime in. All these fancy setups. When I get my place set up, I'll have one of them. Their fancy mics too. You know what, Brian? Your birthday is going to be coming up. When is it, buddy?
I'm not saying it's. Nope, I don't need that. I don't need those kind of packages sent in the mail.
I want you to look over. Which one is? It's my right shoulder on the screen. It's left. Look at that.
Hey,
What's
look,
What's
got
sitting
the
down there? That was my Yeti microphone when I first started this whole thing. You can't have it, but we'll get something that looks like that. Don't worry.
Hey Joe, I had PRK done in Lejeune well before I started doing my deployments, and now I'm having to wear these because I think the surgery came undone a little bit. So,
Do you know how much
no.
that warms my heart to see you wear readers, Brian? That warms my heart. Yeah, it does. Well, see, I got Romans by a few years, so I wear these for the computer because they block out I can't see Brian, and so it takes all the harmful things away. But these are my fishing ones, yeah. So they look much more like old man glasses out there.
yeah, he's got the old man. Let me snap him to real quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're lucky I don't have chains like the old librarians, dog. I'll give you some of those.
Your
God.
birthday.
You'll forget by then.
Dude, I already know how I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them with little dicks on them just for you.
You got to get him the glasses where it has the magnet in the middle.
Oh,
you
yeah.
separate it.
That's what he's got right there. Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I have.
perfect.
I just don't have the wiener chain that he wants to get me.
Perfect.
I'll wear it too.
No,
I
know
will
you
absolutely wear it. My brother got me these.
God.
That's awesome stuff, dude. And that's, you took on the ODT podcast. And I always tell people this when they're like, hey, man, I'm thinking of bringing up a podcast. What do you think? And I'm like, do a vlog, bro, is what I'm going to tell you. Advice. because a vlog, you don't have to be as consistent on the day, right? You don't have to be getting behind. You can just do some videos, put your thoughts together, share them out. If you want to talk to somebody, do it that way. Because a podcast, if you want to get into it, just understand there's a lot more than just grabbing a mic and a camera and going. The commitment that is required is tremendous. It takes a lot of your time. I won't lie. We've thought many times, if in the 5.5 years we've been running, we've thought many times, hey man, we might have to draw back a little bit because, this sure does take a lot of time to put this stuff together. And every time I think that, I get like booked up for the next 6 weeks of shows. And I'm like, okay, that's the man above telling me that, hey, dummy, keep it going. Cause we're reaching people. We're talking to some folks and we'll see where it goes. So was it your connection with Marshall that connected you to the Combat Recovery Foundation, or how did you get involved with them?
Yeah, so it was the connection with Marshall. So I've known Marshall for a while. I want to say since 2015. 2015, yeah, 2015. We do private security contracting, executive protection type stuff, and I met him in that world and through a mutual friend of ours. And I mean, we've gone on a handful of contracts together, and I think he actually went up to Minneapolis when all the BLM protests and stuff were going on. We had some contracts with Menards, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, their commercials drive me nuts because the old guy says Menards is how he says it. It's like I get like
well, we
triggers my head.
That's just one example. We did a lot of subcontracting with Pinkerton and stuff like that. But one of the jobs up in there in Minneapolis was with like MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, stuff like that when they were going in the protests. So it would really vary. But no, that's how we met. Yeah, and he told me he had an idea for putting combat recovery together, and I was like, dude, I'll help you in any way I can. And once he got it hooked up as a 501c3, it started rolling down the hill after that. And one thing led to another, and now he's got this whole thing going, and I love it. It's some of the stuff he's saying they have planned for this year is it's wild. He's got something set up with veteran games out in Australia. Sounds like, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, knock on wood that actually happens, because I want to be on the team for CRF going into that.
Hell yeah.
So yeah,
well, I'll cover it on the podcast. That's about what I can offer. I don't know if I even want to. My wife and I talk about the Australia thing several times, and it's like, okay, we're going to have to fly somewhere in between, stay for a few days so I can get off that god dang plane, man. And then we'll jump back on and go the rest of the way.
Seriously.
So, yeah. I think you have to like time travel, I think, to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
you got to hit like 88 mile an hour with 20 gigawatts.
Seriously, it's like a 23-hour flight or something.
Yeah.
So if I had to do it, I think I would do space age travel, because I'm 100% disabled through the VAs, and when you're 100% disabled, you have or 100%, you have a bunch of amenities, a bunch of programs and benefits that come with that, and one of those is you can use space age travel, which means like C-130s or whatever it may be going to and from different posts all over the world, like Japan or Germany or wherever. You can basically figure out, they have pages that have the times and flights and stuff. And if you can set it up correctly, you're paying nothing compared to like an actual flight. And you're in a C-130, so you get a nice hammock or something,
I was going to say, but what are the stewardesses like? Flight attendants. My bad. I'm going to get canceled here all of a sudden.
Well, there's two things that I have to add. I hope you're not on a C-130 with a C-17 flying around. But your bathroom situation, I hope nobody's bashful because you're facing the crowd.
Hell, I mean, shit. If you take that much off my price for the ticket, I'll give me a Gatorade bottle. Yeah. God, I can only imagine how much an actual ticket's going to cost.
Oh
Yeah.
man, Gene and I would be like, "Where's Elvis?"
Yeah.
Oh no. So yeah, let's bring in our Air Force guy to give you some 130 target. Yep, poop in a bag.
That's easy. Been there, done that.
Oh God.
Flag bags. We're good.
That's brother Brick right there. U.S. Air Force retired, 21 years, has pooped in many bags.
Oh God.
Well, that's good stuff, man. You know, and when I found out that Marshall was a Marine, I was like, yep, there we go. That tracks, because ever since Brian was the first. Everywhere I go, somehow I get connected with, and I either have a marine magnet in me or something, or I attract to them, one of the two. But the personalities, yeah, I don't even want to know what a marine magnet is.
I was going to say, do you have
did.
You got a box of crowns in your back pocket or something? Like,
Yep. Apparently that's what it is. No, it just made total sense, because there is something, I've said this on the show many, many times. There's something about the Corps that it either brings it out of the people or it instills it in them, and it stays there forever. Marines serve, man. And that's just part of who they are. They find, from their time in service to their time out, family, community, friends, doesn't matter. They are there to help solve problems. They're there to bring support wherever it needs to be. And I've just seen that everywhere I go. And so, yeah, when I found out Marshall, I asked him, and he's like, yep, United States Marine Corps. I'm like, yes, you were. Absolutely. That makes sense. That's why I'm tracking with you on this. It makes what he's saying. I will say, Marshall, there's no fat in when Marshall talks to you in the conversation. It's straight to the point. It's cut and dry and bang, done. And so that did make our podcast a little challenging with him, because, normally I get guys like Brian that'll yap it up, right? They'll chop it up with you for a little bit.
he is Marshall very to the point.
He absolutely is. Yeah. And it's an easy conversation, though. I love that. I love that directness, because it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I don't have any feelings left. They're all numb at this point. So I respect that quite a bit. Yeah, man, it's going to be fun seeing what the future holds there. A lot of the work that's going on, and it made total sense too, because the whole principal piece of the CRF is that suicide prevention, right? And that's the piece of the wall we were talking about there, that where we were there to bring awareness to that piece and keep it going, because good God, that is the epidemic that's going off in this country. There's no question about it. The mental health issues we have going on. And unfortunately, gentlemen, we're on perhaps the doorstep here of another batch going to be coming through of our brothers and sisters, with whatever's taking place right now. So we got to be prepared. We got to have our stuff in place and be ready to get in front of it and reach out to them. And who knows, right? I feel you. I see where you're going. But it's at least one of those things that you just never know. I don't think that aspect's going away anytime soon. It doesn't look like.
Yeah, I'm gonna bite my tongue.
No, it's all right. I get it. I'm over here going, just keep the boots out of the sand. All right, do what you got to do.
That's my only thing.
Yep.
I don't care what any other country does, or whatever it may be, but don't like. We got talked into, and I don't even know if it took that much to talk us into going to Iraq, but there was no reason for us to go into Iraq.
Right.
And, we went in there over, there's weapons of mass destruction there. We have to stop, complete bullshit. And it was pushed by people that don't care about us, don't care about our country. And, we got to spend 20 years over there and, and somehow moved into Afghanistan. And then, finally got pulled out of that, and it ends with a, 13 soldier massacre, at Abbey Gate. So it's not I'll get on a soapbox, dude. I hate that they're thinking about doing this all over again.
100%.
The heart-wrenching thing is that we're what, 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks into this thing. And we've already unfortunately lost 7 souls, for what? You know, they didn't need to. Their lives didn't need to be lost. You know, they were 6 of them were over there in camp in Kuwait, and they got hit by a drone. The 7th one, I haven't gotten the research on it yet. I think they might have been one of the injuries from the same blast. You know, but shit, Kuwait was always known as the friendly spot. You know, you didn't have to worry
Oh,
about
you
anything.
deployed to Kuwait?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I bet you had fun. Like, exact. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they got a Domino's out there, so it's gonna be a cakewalk. Guys are gaining weight in Kuwait. You know,
Right.
yeah. It has always been looked at like that. Like it's, oh, dude, you're gonna have a great time out there. Like it's not gonna be like Iraq or Afghanistan right now. And I mean, lo and behold, like you said, already losing
Yeah.
people. It's
And you know,
disgusting.
and this is what I keep trying to tell people. You know, you hear these keyboard warriors running around out there. I said something at the top of the show last week, and I directed this at all the civilians out there. To the civilians that are out there in social media land, typing up a storm and throwing opinions out there. My statement to them was, shut up. Okay, you be quiet for a minute and sit back and let this unfold a little bit, because we're talking about people here. All right, I don't care where your politics are at. That we're focused on the people right now. That's what we're concerned with. That's what we're going to keep talking about here. You know, we can get into the whole behind the scenes stuff. Fine, that's cool, and you can talk politics about it. But at the end of the day, we're talking people, so let's not lose track of that this time. These are our brothers and sisters. These are American citizens that have, you know, taken an oath to do a job, and that's the piece, man. And that's we're going to stay focused on that. We can do that here for sure. And let's you know, throw the prayers up and hope that powers that be remember that along the way somewhere. And yeah.
Well, the big thing you hit on just a second ago is, you know, unfortunately, prepare for a wave, right? So the minute that we got word that that's what was going on, my phone started ringing off the hook. Veterans with different things, different feelings, emotions. Talked on the phone for a couple hours with one, just didn't understand why it kept coming up. You know, we don't have the answers. Joe doesn't have the answer. I don't have the answer. We're not the ones in there making the decisions, right? What we are there for is to talk, because I would rather you call me, talk to me, than me read somewhere or have me fly out somewhere and either carry your casket or read an obituary or read a eulogy, rather.
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, you're right, Gene. Those are going to increase because of everything that's going on, you know. And I'll throw it out there, a kind of a cheap plug, I guess. But you saw me put it in the comments on the YouTube thing. We're going to share a link here in a second. And Joe, you might share this link out too to your people out there. So
Of course.
This great organization called the Franklin Graham Ministries. Edward Graham served in the Army. I believe he was a Green Beret. No, I'm sorry. I just insulted him. He's a Ranger. He got hurt. Over there. And but through the power of the Franklin Graham Ministries with his father, Billy Graham Ministries, rather, him and his father, Edward and Franklin, they were able to create something special for combat veterans and their spouses called Operation Heal Our Patriots. What they do is you apply at this link, and if you're selected, they take you and your spouse to Alaska for a week, all expenses paid.
Wow.
The only thing you have to do, I mean, that's what this is from. The only thing you have to do is commit a week of your time. They don't shove the Bible down your throat. It's not, you got to drink fire and brim water and all that other crap. It's straight up, you know, fire and brimstone.
Brim water.
Hey, the brain's not thinking the way it needs to, okay?
Brain.
Hey, man, I'm having one of our days. You just gotta give me a minute. But no, they're not doing the fire and brimstone and beating the Bible into you. What they do is they get you in there and they just let you out in nature, in God's country, Alaska. And you know, you say a prayer in the morning for breakfast, you have a bag nasty lunch, and then you get back together for a Michelin star chef dinner.
Wow.
And then you go and you have 30 minutes inside the chapel where they talk about your marriage.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
they quote some scripture in there, but
Sure.
what was the foundation when we went overseas? If we were married then, which most of us were, it was your spouse. Or now that marriage has collapsed and you're in a new relationship, a new marriage, and this wife is trying to figure out why in the hell are you effed up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now it's a place, it's a safe place where, and I hate saying that word, but it's a safe place where you two can reconnect.
Yeah, man.
And again, it changed my life. It changed my wife's life. It brought us closer together as a couple. And the fishing is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do they need volunteers?
they take volunteers every year. Every
Yeah,
year.
seriously.
Camp open and to close the camp every year. And what's
Wow.
really
Do they
cool,
are
Go
they
ahead.
looking for patrons or not patrons, but combat vets?
Yes.
Or is it pretty long list?
No, it's not a long list at all. Because as much as we alumni push it out, our generation of veterans is like, there's other people that need it more than me.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? And I,
Throw that link either in private chat or wherever. I don't have it here. So yeah, put
shame
that
on
together.
you.
Put
Yeah,
that
I could
together.
definitely put some people together and send your way. I think stuff like that's amazing.
Well,
You know, and this goes right to it. What Brian just said. He had this experience and now he wants to pass this on, right? This is what
Yeah.
we started this show about, is talking about sharing this information. You and I, Joe, we're talking about your podcast here, the information and resource you're putting together out there for people, the work you're doing. And yeah, this, okay. Yeah, there it is.
see, here's the thing, and I'm not trying to take over the podcast,
You're not.
but here's the thing.
Oh,
I can mute you at any time.
Shannon and I didn't know we were nominated for this. We didn't know anything about this. We had a couple who at that time I had never met in person, only via phone and video. But Shannon had known this couple from her previous life, right? And Shannon and I were not in a good space when we got this gift. We were not we were actually talking about how we were going to do co-parenting, how we were going to split assets.
mm,
And we're laying in bed having the hard conversation, literally both of us with tears in our eyes, and the phone rings. I don't recognize the number, so I sent it to the box. The phone rings again from the same number. Okay, I've got to take the call. So I take the call, and this this guy on the other end of the line, his last name's Turner, and he says, "Hey, man, congratulations on behalf of the Billy Graham Ministries. We want to welcome you to Operation Heal Our Patriots. You and your wife have been selected to go on this amazing retreat." And I'm bawling my eyes out because literally when that phone rang, we were having the difficult conversation.
Wow.
And,
Timing, man.
Divine intervention, Gene. You and I have talked about it
Yeah.
a lot.
Yes, sir.
And I asked him, he's going through his spiel and he goes, "How does that sound to you?" I said, "Why me?" He goes, "What?" I said, "Why me?" He goes, "Why not you? You take care of veterans and first responders. You've been doing it for years. You've taken care of people in the Marine Corps. Why not you? Why can't we do something for you for once?"
Yep.
And Shannon and I, we fought. We had to drive to North Carolina to drop off our baby because we had, Logan was a newborn. So the couple that nominated us for this and put us in for this, they were going to babysit. So we drove from Indiana to Charlotte, 13 and a half hours.
oh man.
Get down there, get the baby squared away. The next morning, we get dropped off at the airport, and now we got to fly up there to Washington. We fought in the airport in Washington because as we were running to the gate, they closed the door, and we missed our initial flight to get up into Alaska.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
no.
Yeah, and I'm begging this dude. I left her behind in the airport because I'm running. I'm trying to drag her, and she's running as fast as she can. I've got everything, and I'm running. And I get there, and they literally close the door, lock the thing. I'm like, "Dude, that's my plane." He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. FAA regulations say we cannot open the plane." And I'll turn around at her. I said, "I don't know. I'm sorry." She goes, This is God's way of telling us we're not going to this. I'm going home." And we literally had a fight about this. And then we get to Alaska. We don't have our bags. Our bags got stuck in Washington. So we go to this private little airport that Samaritan's Purse has their planes at to fly into Port Allsworth, Alaska, because that's the only way in is seaplane or boat. So we fly in, and we don't have any bags. But the minute we got off the plane, the entire town of Port Allsworth welcomes your flights in. They got flags waving. Thank you for being there. Thank me for what? You don't know me.
Don't need to.
Exactly.
That's cool.
So we get in there, and the lady that is going to take care of our cabin. Each couple gets their own cabin, not a room. You have your own cabin.
Wow.
That's how much they want you to reconnect. And she's like, "Oh, I heard you don't have any clothes. We've got stuff over here that people leave behind. Come on, we'll go get you some clothes." Hooked us up with clothes. The next day, our stuff came in, but the next day, we were out on a boat already. We were out on a aluminum boat, and I was catching king salmon off the back of this boat, and
nice.
got into a fight with the guy, the fishing guide, because I can take a fish off a hook. I can physically do that.
Sir, let us help you.
Every time I would reach this thing, he'd look at me. The first time it was really rough because he looked at me. I said, "Dude, I can take the fish off. I'm a grown ass man." He goes, "Yep, you are." I get a fish with the fish. We let the fish go back. I catch another one. I go to reach in. He smacks my hand like I'm reaching for This went on for about 3 times, and finally I said, "All right, dude, I'm starting to get pissed off." He goes, "You need to understand what Franklin tells us every season. You served us, let us serve you."
Love it.
The least I can do, he goes, "I never served. I never went over." He said, "But the least I can do is take a fish off a fish hook for a combat veteran that did."
There you go.
I was like, okay, epiphany time. I get it. So share that link out with everybody. Tell them about the program. Really, it truly is a life-saving experience, man.
So as you know, recently here, I've been
Yes.
following the book, and I've been diving in and and I've said a couple things here that might go against some traditional thinking, and that is, I don't believe the good book is a instruction manual. One bit. I don't think so. I think it actually is much bigger than that. I don't think it's a step 1, step 2, step 3 type thing is what I'm getting at. The stuff you just said about that trip leading up, in my personal opinion, it could be that certain things are being stripped away from you and Shannon to show you what the important parts actually were. It wasn't about this. It wasn't about that. And when Shannon thought this is God saying that we don't need, no, maybe this was, you're going to need to fight for this.
Yeah.
And I want to see what path you can go on. God, in all his wisdom, in my personal opinion, has come across that even especially for the followers and the believers that are out there, it's not an easy path, y'all. All right. You're going to have to work your tail off, and he teaches us that. Jesus taught us that, you got to work your tail off for this stuff, but it's what's at the very end of it. There's that piece that anything in this world worth having is worth fighting for, and you got to earn it, dog. It's
right.
not given to you. It's earned, so yeah, that's so cool, man. That's a great story. And yeah, what a great trip. One day I would love to be in a position to offer those, right? Be the facilitator of trips like that. Wouldn't that be the end all beat all right there?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. They got a bunch of those programs like that all over. It's just letting veterans know that stuff's out there is like the hard part.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then getting the veteran.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, and then getting them to go.
Exactly. And that's the hard part. That's the hard one. Hey, because just like me, why me? Well, why not you? And same thing with you, Joe. Why not you? You do so much for others. Let this organization take care of you for a week.
Well, just going off of what you're saying, a big spiel that I give guys and girls is, every veteran has that, I don't want to take away from Jim Bob that got his legs blown off or something, or, he's got way worse issues than I do, or whatever it may be. I don't want to go to the VA and take away from, people getting help. And what I like to go at them with is, think of the VA and how they, send out information like At the end of each fiscal year, you have to go to the range to make sure you shoot all your ammo. And if you don't, they're going to end up throwing that shit in a burn pit or whatever and getting rid of it so that the number that they give back to, big army is, yeah, we shot all our ammo. Now we need more. That's the exact same way the VA is working. If you go, every time you go to the VA to let the VA know, hey, I'm a veteran in this area, I need help, or I want to know what benefits are out there, you're telling that VA, which is then going to tell, big VA, hey, we need more money allocated to this VA to help the veterans in this area because we have more. And that helps put more money in programs that, get wheelchairs, get medical beds, get wheelchair ramps, things like that for the other veterans that you don't want to take anything away from. So when
Yeah.
you go to the VA to get help or find out what benefits are out there, you're helping those veterans. But if you don't go, you're not.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's a big motivator for a lot of guys, that are, oh, I never heard it explained that way. It's like, dude, whatever you got to hear to go get help or, learn about this stuff, I'm gonna try and find a way to tell you.
And that's such a huge thing for you. I mean, you've got to see this, Joe. I know Brian and I have run into this. Brian, I love putting these guys in front of Brian so that he can, because I'm not as much as my heart wants to be, in a position of to be able to help. There's just some things I need to keep my pie hole shut on, right? Because I'm not going to speak out of turn on that or along those. So I try to share it in this. But one of the things that I find, especially with my non-combat vets, is they have absolutely every symptom and sign of imposter syndrome when it comes to certain things. They feel like because they didn't serve in combat, they're not worthy of those benefits or they're not worthy of literally even a kayak fishing trip. I've got a neighbor sitting right down the way from me here that this guy's got a young family here that's a United States Marine. And he's literally 3 houses from me. I can see, if I go up to the window, I can see the United States Marine Corps flag flying in front of his house. And I guarantee you that's what he's on, is that he doesn't think that he needs, he doesn't want to use this. Let's save that for somebody else. I'm like, bro, I'm talking about going fishing, dog. Okay. It's not like there's a limited amount of going fishing, right?
Well,
But even down to that, we have to work with that to try to figure ways through that to say, hey, do me a favor then. How about that? Would you do me a favor and go fishing with me in my
right.
shit?
Well,
Let's
lot
go.
of them, yeah, a lot of them don't even consider, like we said this at the beginning, a lot of veterans don't consider themselves veterans. And I mean, like I said in the beginning, when you sign your name on the dotted line, you've done what less than 99%, or you've done what less than 1% of Americans have done. You signed your name on the dotted line. Whether or not you deploy or not doesn't matter. You put yourself in the situation to be cannon fodder for the military. You are at the whim of the military. So that in itself is a big deal. You are a veteran, so don't take that away from you.
I heard something yesterday when I was at the IBEW that absolutely broke my heart, dude. And I didn't ask questions on this. I didn't, because I was a guest there, right? I was one of 2 resource vendors, if you will, that was there at this committee meeting of getting all the locals together in the state of Colorado to talk about getting these committees up and running and offering services and resources. And the TPO, is offering these. We're scheduled. They made a donation to me for this year, so we're going to reserve at least one trip each month during our season. We're taking 3 of their folks out at least once a month. And like I told them, I've got bandwidth right now, so hit me up. Let me know. We can go north up to Lon Hagler. We can go south. Right now, you're guaranteed one, but that doesn't mean that's all you. That's a minimum. Is basically what I was telling them. I was like, let's go. I've got time to do this. And they were talking around the table that there are members within inside the union that are vets, but they don't want people to know they're vets. So they stay quiet about it. And brother, guys, that broke my heart. I'm like, I wanted to immediately go to what is this, some sort of political thing? And it's like, no, it's not that. It's got to be something bigger. But I was sitting there going, just shut up, Gene. Don't even ask. This isn't the venue for that. Talk to some. I immediately started thinking about you and Marshall and Brian. I was thinking about all you guys going, I'll bring this to them and see if they've heard this or seen this. I'd like to know why. You know, I mean, what is the roadblock? What are you worried about there? You know, it's you maybe, I don't know, maybe it is I don't know. I just really have no clue as to why they wouldn't want someone to know that. But that's what they is one of the challenges they're facing of how do we get these guys and gals together in our committees, you know, amongst the union if they don't want to respond to this stuff because they don't want to be known.
Well, I know, and Brian, if you got something, my only thing I can really think of is a lot of vets that I run into that, you know, let's say they got out with a other than honorable or a general under honorable conditions, and they, you know, they left the military in a way that they didn't plan on.
Yeah.
They, even if they deployed, even if they did whatever, they feel like, you know, I'm not a veteran anymore. I don't deserve that, or you know, or they just, you know, don't see themselves as a vet if they didn't deploy or do something in particular in the military. So
Yeah.
that's my. What do you got?
I've seen three different categorizations, I guess, if you want to label it. You know, you've got the ones that have gone over there and done unspeakable things and have their survivor's guilt or shame of what they've done. So they just kind of want to recluse back into as much of a normal society as they can. And a lot of them are kind of like, I'm going to use a functioning alcoholic as a comparison, because it's truly, if you look at it, that's a lot of what it is, right? I might drink behind closed doors in my house, but I can go out here and function like a normal everyday adult and do my day-to-day tasks. But as soon as I get home, I'm absolutely miserable because of everything I've had to live through during the day in my head, not through my eyes, but in my head. And I just want to wash it away. And that may be one of them. The other one may be, you know what, I've served my time. I've done my time. I don't want any attention. I'm just Brian. I'm not a Marine. I'm just Brian, you know? And then the third is, you know, just kind of like what Joe just said, you know, the guys or gals that have gone in there and they've got the other or the honorable or the dishonorable discharge. They're like, hey, I did, but I screwed up. So I don't need the attention and I don't deserve it anymore. You know, now all three of those categories, they need help, right? Because the ones that have gotten out with the other than honorable and dishonorable discharge, they still served, you know, depending. And I will say they still serve, bottom line. Now, if they did anything against sexually exploiting women and children, different story altogether. We're not even going to.
Oh yeah.
But you know, they screwed up. They were probably young and dumb. They stepped on their crank. They don't need to live with that their entire life, you know. And then you've got the ones that have done unspeakable things that are just kind of sheltering them in place. They're screaming inside, wanting someone to help, but they might not understand the right way to navigate it without it being public knowledge. You know, so to answer your question, Gene, it's a tricky road to navigate down unless you get a feel for that individual, because you know how I am. I do kid gloves until it's time to take them off, then I go straight for the jugular every time.
Right.
You know?
So
you can't do that with.
I want to, on one of those topics, I want to shout out to Marcia Martin. I had her on here a little bit ago, a couple shows ago. She was dishonorably discharged, served 11 years in service, and made some stupid mistakes, her words, you know, in the last year that she was there. She served her time, she got out, and was told basically that she was, you know, done, and there were no resources to her, and this and this and this and this and this. And it took a little bit of her, because she is a very powerful young lady that has a very strong mind, and she asked the question, what about the other 10 years? Mm-hmm. Was that just all gone? You know, my service, does that just go? So she started looking into it. And no, that the actual truth of the matter is, no, there were things available for her that, you know, that yes, you still have resources available, and you should have. Like you said, there's circumstances maybe that, you know, that would change that. But in her case, it was just a dumb mistake, some silly shit that, went on, and she paid her price. She did what she had to do, and she's, on the other end of it type thing.
Yeah.
And it was a great deal to really think about that. One of the guys that I'm going to throw, I haven't even read this yet, but let's see what he says. Some are terrified that their issues will be weaponized, hard to stand in custody court and ask for custody while someone across the table shouting, man, didn't even think of that. Yep.
Impact statement.
Yep.
Well, it's not only that. I mean, guys,
Or even a bar
guys
fight
that
gone
are,
bad being a vet. Yep.
well, yeah. I mean, dude, if you're going through police academy and you're a vet and you got PTSD, you're not gonna go apply for that rating or anything until after you get the job, and even then you probably won't even go in for it and get help, because anything that they'll say that, this isn't going to be, it's HIPAA and you can't talk about this stuff. But, if you have a really nice job that involves like security clearances and stuff, they're gonna ask you those questions whether they can or not. And that's definitely something that keeps people.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've found this. So we work with first responders as well, and I've been trying to get in with several PDs, and I've taken a police officer or two out. Yeah, Jay agrees with you, bro. 100%. Said nailed it, Joe. One of the things I didn't even think about this, but so I took out a police officer from a small town PD here in Colorado. She and her son took him out there, and I was talking with her a little bit, and she was willing to kind of open up with me because I told her, I said, I got to be honest with you, of all the first responder groups, Leos are the hardest for me to get into, to offer these fishing trips to. Why is that? Why do you? I just want to go fishing. We just want to say thank you. Just to remind you that there's citizens out there that do, support what you guys do, and we're damn thankful for what you do every day to keep us safe. And she goes, we appreciate that. She goes, but here's the reality of it. Even in small and especially in big departments, if you're an officer and all of a sudden someone sees you talking to the peer support group and you're getting involved in peer support, doesn't matter what it is, all of a sudden there's questions that, hey man, are you good? You good? You sure you're doing all right? And she goes, and to be honest with you, depending, she says, for me as a female officer, I don't need that heat. I don't. She goes, I'm here today because it's my son's birthday and you offered, to set this up and take it out. She goes, so I'm just very grateful for it. She goes, but yeah, she goes, it'll be hard getting into some of these because just even working with the peer support group alone can be something that just creates a situation that these Leos don't want to put themselves in. And again, as much as I understand it, again, breaks my heart. I'm like, God damn it, man. They can't get a break around any corner, It's like, dang. So we got to, that just what it does, it motivates me to go, okay, we got to get creative. How do we do this? We got to find a way in there. If it's not peer support, what is it? Hey, congratulations, you just won a trip. Maybe it's a radio show we start doing or something.
No, I honestly, I think the winning the trip thing, I think that would be the best. Oh, I won a sweepstakes thing. It's a really good excuse to hide behind.
Right?
So basically, you're talking about using their tactics against them when they say, "Hey, you want a trip," and they come in and they get arrested. You want a trip?
Yeah,
No, we're
yeah.
actually really on a trip.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna park behind a billboard and wait for a cruiser to go by and then go chase them down.
It's not going to work out well for you.
Coo.
Or offer the trip after you get pulled over.
That's
Like,
what it is. I'm going to purposely speed by him and go, congratulations.
I don't know if that works.
Yeah.
The one thing that's worked for us down here, but I think you understand why, is we've got really good rapport with our county sheriff's department and 2 municipality fire department or police departments. But that is only because I've utilized the fire departments as a segue to try to open that door and bridge that gap. Right.
Maybe that's the way in. Get
And
into the fire department, pull those strings.
And every one of those officers on the sheriff's department, even their new ones, they know what we offer as far as the Romans Warrior Foundation goes, because I've utilized that as a segue, and the sheriff has been really good because the veterans that have served, they've got subdued flags on the back of their cruisers, decals on the back of their cruisers. So I know which ones are the veterans,
Nice.
and it's just, it's a really good opportunity for us to talk. And I get calls from them every now and then. Hell, I had one call me at 2:00 in the morning the other morning. Hey, man, I just wanted to talk to you real quick. And we get to talking, and he tells me about some things that's going on. And lo and behold, they're sitting in my fire department. Somebody abandoned the car. He's like, hey, by the way, do you want this car towed? I'm like, well, why? He goes, because I really want to inventory it, but I can't inventory it unless you tell me as a chief you want it towed. Yeah, man, tow it. All right, cool, man. I got to go.
I got it. Just hear what you did. We've just come up. The three of us just come up with an idea here. Who do the cops and the firefighters love to compete with and beat? Each other. So we put a fishing tournament on, cops against the firefighters.
Battle of the badges on the water.
And that's what we bring him in with. Like, hey, we're going to host we'll give you the ring. You guys are going to fish it out together. That's the perfect segue in.
There you go.
I thought you were going to say, what do cops and firefighters love the most? And I'm like, nurses. I thought that's where you're going with it. I'm like,
freaking love you, Joe. Hell yeah.
So, Gene, with that concept, let's take this back full circle. When I first joined in, you guys were talking about linemen.
Yeah.
And I get asked why on my truck is the lineman decal on my truck. And that's because in a lot of states, especially out Midwest, the linemen are considered first responders because they're the ones that generally call in incidents to the 911 call centers. Linemen across the country, for the most part, have AEDs in their trucks. Every truck has an AED on it in case someone goes down. Obviously, they play with electricity. You might have to shock them back after they get shocked.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they are the first responders that get there before the guys with red or blue lights or orange lights show up.
So, Brick, I'm telling you this, I don't know. We'd have to host it during Pride Month, I think. If you do something called barrels versus the hoses, I don't know, dog. I don't know. Barrels versus, we got to come up with something else, man. Yeah.
give me a little bit. I'll come up with something good.
Right. So Jay likes the nurses comment for sure. Yeah. That's awesome. And nurses are first responders too. So we could even get them in the fishing tournament. Dude, I see a Royal Rumble going down. Linemen, nurses.
That'll get all the other guys there. I mean, how many cops and firefighters do you know whose wives or girlfriends are nurses? It's like it's bread and butter.
Mine's an EMT, so.
Right?
You see what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look, she just wants to stick me with an IV. I know why she's gotten.
She can help Brian sleep at night.
No, that would be a good way. That'd be a good way to get him there.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to brainstorm this. We have to find a lot of resources of a lot of kayaks because a lot of them won't have them. So yeah, we'd have to. We might be able to. Yeah, it's going to take some work, but I think we could do this, and it'd be a great way, especially to help get those Leos out and get them on the water, man, and at least introduce them to us and go, hey, here's my card. Yeah. Call me. You don't need to go through unions or anything. Just freaking call us. Let's go fishing, dude. Let's go after shift or whatever. I don't care. Let's do it.
Well, we try and do we got a cornhole event coming up with the Veteran Buddy System, and out in I actually have one of the posters on here, but yeah, we got a cornhole event. Whatever we can do to get vets to come together and have a couple drinks, alcohol or no alcohol, whatever you want, just get out and talk to other veterans. And 9 times out of 10, the first 10 minutes you're going to be like, I never really thought about this veteran stuff, and I was having issues doing going to get a disability rating or going to use one of these programs that they have. And you're going to have a guy that you're talking to, whether it's me or somebody else, that's going to be like, oh dude, here's why that didn't work for you. Here's what you can do for it actually to work. You go in there with a better idea of what you're getting yourself into, because if you go in for a CMP exam, which is a compensation and pension exam for disability rating, and you don't know what you're going in for or getting into, you're gonna fuck up the whole appointment. And then you're gonna be like, oh, I hate the VA, they suck, they screwed me over, my back's all jacked up, and they told me nothing's connected. And it's like, well, did you go into the appointment downplaying all of your issues? Did you
Right.
tell them what happens on a daily basis, how long you can stand up, how, all these little things matter because you're a vehicle. Your car and the CMP examiner is an insurance adjuster. You need to make sure that you point out all the dents, all the scars, all the jacked up parts, anything and everything. Because if you don't, they're going to be like, yeah, you know what? You are good. Here's some water. Here's some ibuprofen. Take a knee. Like, carry on.
Right.
So if you don't know that,
Don't forget to clean socks.
so it's
So-
good. It's good to know that stuff.
And speaking of going out and grabbing a drink here, I want to say this little event that I had an opportunity to go with Marshall and go with Dean on over to Sweetheart Winery's Patriot Press and help pallet up 2 pallets load of Patriot Press hard cider. I'm telling you right now, a cider actually, there it is. That stuff.
Beautiful.
So if anybody knows me, I'm not a huge beer drinker at all, okay? I just am not. You got to actually have a good flavor. Like my preferred, if I do have a beer, be like Sam Adams line, right? I prefer a good flavored, something decent. I don't like domestic swill. Ciders I don't like because they're loaded with freaking sugars and garbage. This is a cider with no garbage, no added extra sugars whatsoever in this stuff that has a beer flavor but a cider, tone to it. Oh my golly. That stuff, dangerous. I could sit around a campfire and forget my name in a hurry with that stuff. It is tasty, super, super good. Patriot Press, Sweetheart Winery. Can't wait to see where that goes. I'm going to be seeing if I can help find a few liquor stores that need to carry that around here because that's legit.
They said that they're going to have a couple places already lined up to get these. I'm going to be putting together a commercial for this as well. So
Sweet.
I'm super excited. It's going to be one of the ones where it's like rotating with a black background. It's got like little droplets coming down it. So
Dude,
it's going to look great.
I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but when it comes to taking a can from here and putting it over here, I am kind of an expert because that's what I did for about 2.5, 3 hours is I took it off the table, weighed it, and put it in a box. Ta-da! Finally, a job I'm qualified for. And we did a lot of them, dog, like 2 pallet loads. It was awesome. It was awesome, though. Good times over there.
Call Gene when you get ready to move.
Right? Right? When do we see aren't big? Whatever, Jay. Yeah, most women aren't big beer drinkers. I'm not sure why I agreed to go 7 hours on the road with this guy. No, man, it's it's going to be good. Wait till you have one, Jay. I'm going to bring one. Don't worry, buddy. We're going to get you on the cider tip. You're going to be all about that Patriot Press, buddy. I'm going to share.
You can send those in the mail if you package them right.
That would be illegal to send alcohol through the U.S. mail, Brian or Mr. Smith. So,
well, what's cool about that is if you wanted to send this to a soldier that's actually deployed, you can actually they don't really check any of that shit because I had people back in the States sending me stuff in Afghanistan. You shouldn't be sent alcohol, but like you got
I don't know what you're talking about, Joe.
Yeah,
we don't know what you're talking about, Joe.
You got the crazy uncle or something that's like, oh, I'll send him a flask. And like you're saying, if you package it right, no,
I'm looking up
through.
I'm looking up my window to make sure there's no black SUVs pulling up around the house here or anything.
I can literally go to there's 3 beer vendors I know of. I can go online and order beer to be delivered to my house. I can do the same thing with wine, and now you can do it with all kind of whiskey, brandies, and bourbons.
Yeah.
So I promise you, it can be done.
Well, and I'm telling you, so the owner of Sweetheart was there, and we were talking, and he's like, "We're working on ways to get this across, state lines and get it moved and distributed." And I'm like, "Bro, I have watched Smokey and the Bandit at least 13 times, so you let me know. I know a truck driver. we can make this happen, right? I mean, we'll get this thing across county lines because they're thirsty and we got no time to spare. So
I know a guy that likes to drive.
exactly. What do we got here? Just got that gallon scope mouthwash downrange. Exactly. That's right. Which is new label. New label. Well, this is awesome stuff. Fellas, we're going about an hour and 40 here. This has been an awesome, awesome show. Joe, talk to me about, real quick here, when we wrap this up, talk to me about the things that you've got going that you wanted to talk. We got the podcast going. You're working with, what was the other one here? We've got the, where'd it go?
So it's Northern Colorado Veterans
Yep.
Network. We find businesses, foundations, groups, veterans, anything like that we can get together. We meet once every other month, and it's either at I think the next one we're trying to find a place out in Greeley. It'll be a VFW more than likely, but the one after that'll be Crooked Beach out in Loveland, and they're amazing. And the whole goal of that is to tell veterans about programs, companies, businesses, foundations that are either hiring or helping veterans. um Aside from that, it's the other one. I'm a nonprofit. I'm on
Real
the
quick,
board on. Go ahead.
how do people get a hold of you to get involved in that Northern Colorado Veterans Network? How would our listeners go about getting in contact with you about that?
So we have a Facebook page, and you can also find. I think we have a you
Northern
can
Colorado Veterans. What is it? Network?
network. Yep. And another way to get a hold of it, if somebody's trying to get a hold to find it, give me an email. Hit me up on email at joe@veteranslifemagazine.com.
One sec here. Let me put this up here. So I've got Joe at.
Ooh, actually, this will be a better one.
Okay.
Or yeah, no, that'll be perfect. joe@veteranslifemagazine.com.
Let's put that up. Right there it is, folks. You've heard it. If you're listening to this through audio and for if you're watching it on video, right there it is. Joe at Veterans Life Magazine. I've got one that's called Northern Colorado Veteran Resource Center. Is that you?
No, that's not us.
Okay.
That's another great program that actually comes to our networking events. They're great as well.
Veteran. I'm looking for your page here. They've mentioned you several times here on the
Yes.
CRF site. Veteran
Yes.
Colorado Network.
Yeah, Northern Colorado Veterans Network.
Yep, that's what I searched. It's just bringing up all kinds of stuff that I'm researching through here.
Try or yeah. I mean, either way, we have one of the place they put it out on the Combat Recovery Foundation website as well. That's one of the other nonprofits that I work with, and I'm a part of the media side of things and veteran benefits. I'm a veteran benefits advocate. I help vets find learn about information that they might not have had before, whether that's preparing for a CMP exam, file for VA disability, find out what benefits there are school wise, stuff like that. I can get you in touch with the right people, instead of having to pay a company or give them a cut of your back pay whenever you finish your VA rating. Um, I help Combat Recovery Foundation with a lot of that stuff. The other nonprofit I'm on the board of is Veteran Buddy System, and you can find them on their website, Veteran Buddy System, VBS, and they're amazing as well. Same kind of thing, helping veterans setting up their resumes correctly, figuring out what they want to do for work, getting them in touch with the right people, understanding how to file. To apply for jobs. A lot of these jobs, they have AI and stuff like that as like the first wall to applying for that job. And if you don't know how to get through that by tailoring your resume to whatever the job posting is, you're not even going to make it through that first firewall. So
Yep.
knowing how to do that is a big deal.
Awesome. Awesome. So lots of stuff. Dude, you're a busy dude, bro. Holy hell. You got 3 kids at home to boot and a wife.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. All right. I feel I'm not going to bitch and complain no more. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I got a massively supportive wife, and that's it. That's
Same.
all I have to work with. I've got the TPO to work with. So
That's the only way I can do this is because of my wife. I love
isn't
her.
it isn't it the support network, right? I mean, this is what we try to teach guys too, is that stop trying to think you got to do it alone, because no one ever did it alone. I mean, from the most perfect human being that ever walked the planet, he put 12 dudes around him. He's like, all right, I got a mission. This is what we got to get done.
True.
He brought them together. That's what I'm saying. We don't do this stuff alone. And the service of all things teaches teaches us that. When you guys go in there, it's even in the first responder field. I taught my kids this from day one on the dive rescue team. What the very first thing of our training, everything we went into, we were putting our life in danger in swift water, dive situations, whatever it was. And the bottom line was our training was how to not be a dumbass, right? It's you blow that hero. If you got a hero complex, you're out. We don't need you. We don't want you. You need to work inside a team. Uh-oh, where did Brian go? We lost him. Probably that Alabama internet, baby. That's what it was right there. Did kabloop? It dropped off.
Well, I'm glad we were able to have him on. He seems like a good dude, and I'm definitely excited to get that info you guys were talking about.
Anytime that I can connect, yeah, I was telling Marshall about that the other day. We were meeting that I can't wait. I mean, those 2 Marines getting in the same room were of like I've told him, it's like I found a place of these are our people, man. And that's what I truly believe, all you guys there. And I'm looking forward to what we can do together, dude. I think it's going to be awesome. I think we're going to blow this out a whole new door, and yeah, just keep stuff going in the right direction for that one mission mentality. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
the whole teamwork thing, that's the thing. When you lock shields, that's what Brian has said from day one. When we find those people that think like us, we lock shields with them, build that shield wall, and we just keep it moving. So. Well, awesome, dude. Joe, thank you so very much for spending your entire Sunday evening with me and giving that up. Tell your family we appreciate them very much for sharing you with us out here. And yeah, dude, let's talk about some stuff for the future on the podcast thing. We could do some cool stuff out there as well. I need to learn how to clean up and look better like you do in a lot of your shows, with an actual studio and such. If I were to spin this camera around, y'all would look at me and go, look, he needs an intervention or something.
You have no idea. Everything behind this camera is just a mess. Yeah. So I feel you, brother. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
For sure. Awesome. Folks, make sure to get over to YouTube, follow Joe's podcast at ODT Veteran Podcast. Reach out if you need some help, you want some resources, you got questions, reach out to Joe at veterans, that's plural, veteranslifemagazine.com. You can get a hold of him there. And involved with all of the great nonprofits, the Northern Colorado Veterans Network, Combat Recovery Foundation, and of course the Veteran Buddy System. If you're even on the line, man, if you're on the fence and you're not even sure if you should do it, just give Joe a ring, right? Just check, give him a call, reach out to him there through the email and Jesus, use the internet to reach out, and he'll use his flip phone and get a hold of you through MySpace, and But yeah, man, that's a great set of resources out there for people. Joe, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Did we cover everything you wanted to cover tonight?
I think so, man. I definitely look forward to you coming on this podcast.
Hell yeah. Yep. And
Thanks
Jay
for
just
having
said
me.
Jay just said, good to meet you, Joe, and he's sure he's going to run into you soon, and that is for certain. Joe is Jay is part of just my inner circle of people that I love and trust dearly, and get even that he calls me a woman and he can't take his own fish off of hooks. That's okay. It's all right. We still love him.
I look forward to it, man. Thank you.
Awesome. Folks, make sure to smash that subscribe for us on YouTube. That's the biggest one there. We are now on the Double S Podcast Facebook page, so if you want to share that around, we appreciate that as well.
Where can I find this?
Which one? This one here?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
So 6 different channels where if you go to the Heroes Media Group Facebook page or YouTube, you'll find us on both of those. The Double S Podcast has a YouTube. True Patriot Outfitters has a YouTube. It's on both of those. It's broadcasting on those. Double S Podcast has a Facebook page. We're on that one. The Patriot Borderland Kayak Series has a Facebook page. We're broadcasting on that one. We're all over the place, dude. And then of course we'll have it on for audio downloads on Spotify and Apple Podcast, and iHeartRadio as well. We'll be on there for downloads. So I'll send you a couple links there that you can track it down and get a hold of it.
Perfect.
All right, folks, you know the routine. We appreciate you guys. We can't do it without you. Keep that love and support coming through. Tight lines. Be safe. Take care of each other, and God bless.